What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell for me so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comment section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money for my subscribers, so please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. If you want up to 12 free stocks, Webull is going to give you up to 12 free stocks when you open a new Webull brokerage account. Put at least 1 penny in that brokerage account. They're going to give you up to 12 free stocks for just trying out the brokerage app. There's a link down in the description box of the video. Go click on that Webull link. Go open up that new brokerage account. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. The Federal Reserve increased short-term interest rates by 25 basis points on Wednesday, February 1st. Now that rate hike was pretty historic because it was the 8th consecutive rate hike in the last year. And the reason the Federal Reserve is increasing short-term interest rates, they're trying to bring down inflation. Right now, inflation is 6.5%. Inflation should be 2%. But now if we rewind back to June of 2022, inflation hit its peak at 9.1%. So the rate hikes are working. When you increase short-term interest rates, that makes it harder for people and companies to borrow money. See, the Fed funds rate, which is short-term interest rates, affects the interest rates banks charge businesses and individuals to borrow money. The Fed funds rate went from 0 to 4.5% in the last year. And the Fed funds rate is what banks borrow money from each other. But that's not the rate they give me. They're going to put a spread on top of that rate. And typically that spread can be anywhere from 0 to 10% or higher. It depends on the bank. Credit card interest rates are at record highs. A normal standard credit card interest rate right now is what they call a variable interest rate. It's in that 20% neighborhood, guys. So if you got credit card debt out there, you listen, do yourself a favor. If you got extra cash, pay off that high interest rate credit card debt because that's the highest interest you can pay right now, followed by auto loan rates, equity credit line rates, mortgage rates, and then just your standard run-of-the-mill loan rate. All of these rates, guys, right now have doubled or better because of the Fed increasing the Fed funds rate, AKA short-term interest rates. The Fed did it right because it has stopped people or slowed people down from borrowing money. Look at the housing market. We had a red hot housing market a year ago. Fast forward to today, that red hot housing market has cooled off. Sales have been trending down every month since January. Now, prices are still relatively high, and the reason prices are high is because of low inventory. So the people who do have their homes up for sale, most of those people bought those homes pre-pandemic, so 2020 or earlier. And these people have a ton of what I call pandemic real estate equity. That means because of the pandemic, everything shut down, supply chains shut down, construction shut down, there were no new construction homes hitting the market. So what did that do to supply? It decreased it. Soon as the country started opening back up again and people started coming back out again and looking to buy homes, there was very little inventory. So the people who had homes, had purchased their homes in 2020 or earlier, guess what happened with the price of their homes? They skyrocketed. Why? Because there was more demand than there was supply. And remember, a year ago, interest rates were super low. You could go to a bank and get a mortgage or a loan to buy a property for around 3%. Fast forward today, it's 7%. So low interest rates combined with low inventory increased home prices and home values. And that has not changed that much. Prices have come down a little bit, but not much. When you got a lot of equity in your house and you don't necessarily have to move, but you put it up for sale just to see, hey, how much can I get? You're more apt to not reduce the price because you don't have to. There's no pressure on you to reduce the price. And that's what you're seeing right now in the housing market, right? But interest rates, short-term interest rates affected long-term interest rates. That's why interest rates for mortgages went from 3% to 7%. So overall, the Fed has accomplished what it set out to accomplish, which is to make it more difficult for people and businesses to borrow money cheaply. Now, here is the downside, though, of increasing short-term interest rates so rapidly. It will affect our economy. It could slow down economic growth. And when economic growth slows down, there is a chance that we could be thrown into a recession. And if that happens, then the Fed is going to have to reduce short-term interest rates in order to try and stimulate the economy again. Now, at the moment, we're not there. We're not fully in a recession, or at least the Federal Reserve has not called it a recession. Why? Because our economy is still pretty strong. And the reason the economy is still pretty strong is because of our red hot labor market. When people have jobs, they're getting increases in wages on those jobs. People tend to be able to do what? Spend money. And even though interest rates are going up and people are not borrowing money as much, they're still making a good wage and they're still spending money that they're making on the 9-to-5 job or that they're making in their business. That's why the economy is still pretty red hot right now. And that's why if you listen to the Fed chair on Wednesday, he mentioned the labor market needs to continue to soften if we have a chance of bringing inflation down to the 2% where we want it. And all he's saying there is the labor market just needs to right size itself. See, right now, we have a lot of job openings, right? But we have very few people to fill those job openings. Companies, in order to attract people to fill their job openings, they increase wages to make their job opening more attractive. And those increase in wages is what's keeping our economy strong. But it's also what is kind of keeping inflation high. So there's a fine line there. And the best of both worlds, and this is what the Fed is trying to accomplish with a soft landing, right? They want a soft landing. And all that means is they want to be able to increase short-term interest rates to make it harder for people and companies to borrow money so they're just not borrowing all this cheap money and spending it on things and keeping inflation high. They don't want those increase in interest rates to slow down economic growth to the point where it throws our economy into a recession. That's what they don't want to have happen. So they want a soft landing. And I think that's what they're trying to get accomplished now. Right now, the goal is potentially in 2023 to get the Fed funds rate or short-term interest rates to about 5%. Right now, we're at 4.5%. They did a quarter bump on Wednesday. They're going to be meeting again in March. And in March, they may do another quarter bump. The goal, though, is not to go higher than that. But that's all dependent on inflation. If inflation continues coming down like it has been since June of last year, like I said, June of last year, high watermark, it peaked at 9.1%. Now it's all the way down to 6.5%. If it keeps coming down, then I think they will keep short-term interest rates under 5%. But if inflation is stubborn and it's not coming down, who knows what happens. If you want those 12 free stocks from Webull, click on that link down in the description box. Open up that new Webull account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, smash the like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. And I'm going to catch you on the next video. Peace. Today's video is sponsored by my company, RF Financial Consulting. And in my company, I work with individuals just like you through financial mentoring and coaching sessions. And in those 1-hour sessions, we talk about strategies to help you get to your financial freedom, whether it be through real estate investing, stock market investing, creating additional streams of income, credit card arbitrage, or starting and growing a business. If that's something that you might be interested in, there's an email address in the description box of the video. Send me an email and let's discuss if I'm the right fit for you.